What's up, and welcome to the Indie Credible Podcast episode 50, the big 50. We've actually made it halfway to 100, believe it or not. If you don't know what the Indie Credible Podcast is, it's simply a weekly show where we talk about the world of indie gaming. We go through the latest indie game news, indie games we've been playing, our impressions of those games, and then we cover a main topic. And this main topic is going to be all around Nintendo coming out and saying the bold statement they want to release 20 to 30 indie games a week on the Switch. But we're going to go into that more at the end of the show. Before we get into it, as always, I'm Lewis. Don't change my name too often, only change it once in my life. And with me as always is Dan from the Dice Bear.
And I've never changed my name.
Not at all?
Not at all.
No.
Mine's always just been that.
Every time I people ask about my changed name, they always assume that I took my wife's name.
He did.
Because I always go, they're like, why did you change your name? And I always go to stupid thing and go, oh, I just had to do it before we got married. And they're like, so you took your wife's name? I mean, I don't think there's anything wrong if I wanted to take my wife's name. I don't think there's anything wrong with that. But everyone's like...
I suppose that's what everyone would assume.
Everyone says it as like a little bitch. They're like, you're a bitch. I'm like, well, I didn't take her name.
Took your wife's name, did you?
No.
Under the thumb.
Yeah, but no, I won't go into the whole reason why I changed my name. I think I've said it before on our Patreon pre-show stuff, but I did change my name. It used to be Lewis Edwins, now Lewis Woodhouse. And that's what you can find. Type in Lewis Woodhouse. I'm sure I think I'm actually the first tweet that comes up under Lewis Woodhouse.
Yeah. So
just type it in Google and you see it there, and type in the Dice Bear and
yeah, you
see a bear rolling dice. Literally.
That's it. I've just made a small GIF and I've taken everything else down. That's it.
One of those what's Overwatch? Blizzard always do them. The reality show. You know when you like find a hint and then do you know what I mean?
I'm not gone. You find it. Oh,
Blizzard,
you mean in the
Blizzard
real world?
release like gear. You know what they're called? Reality something.
Augmented reality bits.
That's the kind of thing. Yeah. Blizzard always release like these gifs and then people go to his location.
Yeah.
Like Fortnite done it.
Fortnite did with the burgers.
Released loads of llamas. But anyway, that's not indie games. Let's bring it back into indie games. So as I said before, we are the Indie Credible Podcast. You can find us on all podcast services and YouTube in video form. If you're wondering why, what's the point of watching us in video? Not only do you get to see our lovely faces, but you also get to see all the trailers of the games we talk about. So if you think, well, that game sounds quite interesting, maybe mark a little timestamp on it. Go over to youtube.com/IndieCredible, and you can see the game that we're talking about playing behind us on the trailer. If you really like what we do, or you want to get even more of us, then you can support us on Patreon. $1 a month will get you exclusive pre- and post-show content between 20 to 30 minutes a week where we just chat about our week. We chat about what other games we've been playing that aren't indies. We talk about experiences. Tom talks about a soundbar that's now gone off on Twitter in a conversation and all that. But yeah, it's just kind of general chilled chit-chat stuff. Or for $3 a week, you get early access to the Not So Indie Show, which is a monthly show where we talk about the world of indie gaming. Not indie gaming, we talk about the world of gaming.
Gaming, yeah.
And we also go through the Extraordinary quiz, which is probably the best quiz available on YouTube. #JustSaying. Should we go into what we've been playing?
Yeah, why not?
Cool, I think I nailed that intro.
That was amazing.
Boom. Cool. Shall I start with what we've been playing?
Go for it.
I have been playing 3 games this week. 2 for review.
Right.
And initially I said I was only going to be doing 2 reviews a month. But then they come back and be like, this one game is like an hour and a half long. So I was like, fine, I'll fucking review it.
Oh, okay.
I start with that one. It's called The Mooseman. I can talk about this because there is no embargo, although the game's not out until Thursday.
Okay.
Next week. The Mooseman. The Mooseman was billed to me as a folklore-inspired kind of Norwegian-y, stealth side-scrolling adventure game.
Okay.
It pretty much is that. Granted, I've only played 40 minutes of it. I've not played the whole game. There will be gameplay up by the time this video's out, so you can go out and see gameplay. The review will be similar time to this video coming out. It's I don't know what to think of it. It's the first 20 minutes are fucking boring.
Right.
Like
that's not very good for a game that's only an hour and a half long.
Yeah, and I don't know why. I'm trying to be constructive here and think of why it's boring. And part of it's because it's not part folklore. This is full on balls deep folklore to the point where we're going to have language on there that you don't have a fucking clue what it says. Okay. And we're going to speak in that language so you have no fucking idea what's going on. And I'm like, if I'm meant to be enjoying the story of this, I don't know what you just said. I went into the settings. I was like, is this a glitch? Is this like a pre-release thing where there's a bug and it's not meant to be doing that?
Right.
And there's... So basically, I'll go through what the game is and I'll explain why this is a bit weird. So it effectively is a side-scrolling game. You have two controls, two buttons. You literally have left and right to move. Yeah. You can double tap to continuously walk, and you can take your hand off the controller.
Okay.
And you can press X to switch between seeing the spirits of this folklore or seeing the reality of this folklore. And what you have to do is, by turning into a spirit, some of the foreground items, so for example, there's a log, but then by turning it into a spirit, that log is now a snake that's scared of you because you're the Mooseman. So then walking towards that, it will move the log in the real world. So then when you switch back, the log will cover a gap for you to cross over.
Right.
Same as there's enemies in the real world. There's these creatures who were corrupted souls, so they haven't gone to the afterlife. So they will kill you, one-touch kill. Whereas going to the spirited side, or turning into the Mooseman, you see them as skeletons, and they are in the in-between, so you can walk past them without being attacked. Right. So all this is, the reason the first 20 minutes I think is boring is because this is just done in, here's a log, move it. Here's a creature, get past it. Here's these people, get past them. Now I'm starting to get to the point where it's like, move the log while avoiding these creatures while this bear's chasing you. So it's starting to get a little bit more complex, but it's not complex, if that makes any sense.
Yeah, because it sounds like you've only got the one mechanic of switching between the two realms. So.
Yeah. One thing I do like about it is you find these relics and you have to interact with these totems. By interacting with these totems, you get to uncover the next bit of lore. And it's all about the spirits, but it's not like read to you. You have to read the script. But it's all nice, and it says like, this person, Yen, created this spirit here, and this is why they've done it. And I looked into it a bit more online, and it's very true to its tale of it wants to be a it wants to tell the folklore story of Scandinavian countries. I don't know what countries, but it's very rich in Scandinavia. It sounds Russian when they're talking, but I don't know. But no, it's interesting. I don't know. I think it's going to be £15 when it releases, or $15, so $12.99 probably over here. If that's the case, at the moment, I'm just saying stay well away from it. It feels a little bit mobile-y with the simple controls. But yeah, keep it. Go Google, you'll see what I mean. The artwork's really nice. The way it's like watercolour painted is really nice. It's very simplistic, which makes it very nice. The music is very atmospheric and nice. The lore and the writing there is really interesting. I like finding the next snippets of his lore, and I find myself reading the big old chunks of things because I feel like I'm actually being educated. But in terms of a game, it's just a bit kind of bystandery, just like. Another game I've been playing for review is Candle: The Power of the Flame. Do you know anything about this game?
Sounds like an old 80s rock band.
Yeah, it's...
Now Candle with their hit song, Power of the Flame!
It does. I'm not a fan of... I think it's just called Candle when the little thing is Power of the Flame. But anyway, I'm not a fan of the title at all. The game was very good. The more I'm playing of it, the more cracks I'm starting to see in it.
Okay.
So I got sent. What
did you get sent?
We were sent some additional codes.
Right.
Keys. But you were playing Bomber Crew, weren't you?
Yeah.
And I was asked Tom if he wanted to, but Tom was like, I'm still with Origami. So I threw the keys to your brother.
Yeah.
So I was like, I need a second opinion on this game. So your brother's like, oh, just throw me it. I was like, cool. So I gave it to your brother. He was exact same as me. Like, after an hour of it, he was like, oh, it's really nice. Like, it's the artwork is stunning. It's so charming. The animations are gorgeous. It's a puzzle game. Okay, I'll give context. It's a puzzle game where you play as, again, it's folklorish. You play as this little creature called Teku, and these kind of tribal people have broken into your town at the beginning and kidnapped your shaman and have run off with your shaman. You need to find the shaman, basically. Its puzzles are environmental meet point and click. So there's lots of items. You have to find lots of items to interact with stuff. But then there's also lots of environmental stuff that you have to kind of look out for. And you're like, oh, I bet that means... There we go, that works for that.
Treasure Island Dizzy.
Yeah, that's literally what we said. It's very much like Treasure Island meets Monkey Island.
Yeah.
Now, it starts brilliant because it's charming. The animations are lovely. It brings you in. The music is nice. It suits the setting. The puzzles, you're like, oh, this should work. It does work. So that kind of logically makes sense. The issue it has is it is so dense and packed full of puzzles. You do one puzzle and you literally don't have time to breathe until there's another puzzle, and then 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 there's another puzzle, and there's puzzles in there for the sake of being puzzles. There's so much padding puzzles in there that there's no sense of achievement. There's not, fucking hell, that took me half an hour. Like the first puzzle genuinely took me about 40 minutes to do.
Okay.
I'd done it and there wasn't I can just move along now, enjoy a bit of the story, take in some of the narrative, enjoy the achievement that I'd done that, and then go on to the next one. It was, literally 5 seconds after I'd done it, you can't get to this bit now until you've done this puzzle. And then you do that, you can't get to this bit now until you do this puzzle. And there's a lot, with that density of puzzles, there's a lot of backtracking with items. So you're like, I need to go, there's not been a puzzle where there's one puzzle where I've been completely stumped. Your brother had to help me out. And I was like, don't tell me what to do, just give me a clue. And he was like, it's fucking shit.
Okay.
He said, it's cheap as you like. And I was looking around, I was like, I know what you mean now. And there's just effectively, where we need to go was hidden behind the environment, but there was no clue or nothing to say it was behind the environment.
Right.
And it was a case of your brother's like, they didn't need to do that. That just was in there to make it longer for you to get there. Overall, I've put in about 3 hours and I'm exactly halfway through the game.
Right.
It's probably, if I was to go back now, we're probably looking at that would take me 25 minutes. Because there's just so much
right, yeah.
On the whole part, the puzzles are good.
Yeah.
Apart from the odd one here or there that just seem out of place. And it does this really annoying thing where when characters are talking to each other, it's the whole just fine. And these little cute animation bubbles come above them and they kind of show clues of what they're talking about. It looks lovely, it's fine, it fits the game, but it's so slow.
Oh, God.
Each bubble is probably around for 10 seconds. And so you're there like this. And there's one puzzle where you have to watch a conversation to know what order it goes in.
Yeah.
So you have to keep going back and watch a conversation. I reckon Jesus. I spent 10 minutes just watching the same stuff. It was so slow, and you can't skip between them. You can only quit it or watch the conversation again.
Right.
So it's a bit weird about it. It feels a bit poorly designed in that way. At the moment, I'm probably sat around like a 6.
Okay. So it's all right.
It's like the sound design, the visuals, the animation, and majority of the puzzles make the game very good.
Yeah.
Just one or two annoying decisions here or there make the game fucking annoying. Like to the point where you're like, fucking put this down now, fucking thing. Like, yeah. But I'll go into more detail in the review. And the final game I only played about an hour and a half it, and I mentioned last week when I was playing, and that was Moonlighter.
Yeah.
Moonlighter is great. I really like it so far. I don't know how much you would like it. I think you'd appreciate it, but you would say exactly the same as what you said last week. You've played it before.
Right.
It is very much the case you played it. It's a little bit like Wizard of Legend.
Yeah. It
was nice. It done some nice things, but you'd played it before.
Yeah.
And this is probably the same. What the difference of this is, I've not got into it enough yet, but what is teasing me at the moment of the the shop mechanics of like setting your prices.
Yeah.
That seems quite cool and like bartering with people, but I've not delved into that enough yet. That seems like it could kind of make it a bit more of a saving grace. But this, at the moment, Moonlighter, it looks like a solid, good game.
Yeah.
That I'm looking forward to put more time in, but I don't want to talk more about it because I've only played an hour and a half, and that probably 40 minutes is getting your head around what's going on because you're like all this lore going on in this world, and then you go here.
And you've got to
run
a shop as well.
Yeah, and you're like, what the fuck's going on? So I mean, that in terms of indie game wise, that's what I played this week.
Nice.
What have you been playing much?
I've been playing Bomber Crew.
You've been playing it?
I've been playing Bomber Crew. I have such mixed feelings about this game.
Okay.
Such mixed feelings.
I'm interested to see because I've only played it PC.
Oh yeah.
The controls on console because that was my biggest concern.
I haven't played the PC version, so I don't know the
my
difference.
score
I've only gone on there.
is based purely on the PC version.
Yeah.
So I'm interested because that was I said in my review, I'm very interested to see how they map this to a controller.
I've got to say, my issue I have with the controller at the moment is me just remembering what the buttons do.
Okay. Yep.
It all seems quite nice. Of course you're in control of an bomber.
World War II bomber. Yeah.
World War II bomber, and you've got to go and do missions. but you've got to. It's more of a resource management game where you've got to move people to the right places, make sure you've got the right jobs, enough fuel, enough oxygen.
FTL. Did you play FTL? Faster Than Light?
No, I didn't.
The spaceship one where stuff goes wrong on your spaceship and you've got to move people there.
People.
Yeah, it's very FTL.
Yeah. It reminded me a lot of Cannon Fodder.
Yeah.
Of playing Cannon Fodder as a kid and bits like that. It's a tactical game. And I really like that aspect. I was like, yes, I like this. But then again, it has the, when they die, they die.
Permadeath.
And when you lose your plane,
that
and
is
just
heartbreaking. Like, especially when you're like 3 or 4 hours in and your plane's got all the upgrades.
It really hurts.
That's what
it really hurts.
I marked the game down for. Them. I appreciate how they done. I appreciate why they done it.
Yeah.
But also the fact that normally, because you're constantly spending your resources in terms of money on your plane.
Yeah.
When you lose a plane, you're stuck in the middle of medium tier levels.
Yeah, with a beginner plane.
So I basically was like, I had to game wipe and then start again because there was no way I couldn't be bothered to come back.
It's a complete in one sitting, not literally one sitting, but one run through game. And that is a bit I thought was a bit shit.
I didn't like that, but
I also kind of like that in a sick and twisted way, in the fact that I've got to be the best damn commander of this crew there's ever been. If I want to complete this, I want to beat those fucking Nazis.
That's what,
I've got to be the best damn. So I have this real mixed sort of feeling about it.
I'm exactly with you on that.
I don't want to play sometimes.
On the flip side,
I don't want to play the mission because I might lose my plane.
On the flip side, that very harsh reality creates brilliant moments where a couple of times I'm like, this will be an easy mission. I'll just do this to get some XP and some money, and it'll turn out that I almost die. And then you got no fuel, and you land your
and
plane,
you're gliding in.
Literally just land it. You're like, the sense of euphoria. You're like, oh my god, I get to live another day. But that wouldn't come if there was the harsh reality that.
Yeah. If they didn't have the bit where if you lost your plane, that was it. You're screwed.
Yeah, so I praise them more for that mechanic than less for that mechanic, but
there is a part of you that's just like,
why are you doing this to me? And there isn't a easy mode. There isn't a
mode
to switch it on.
There's just a you go for it.
Yeah.
And it starts you off straight away in the plane.
It does, yeah.
And it's going, okay, now you need to do this. And you've got to focus, you've got to look to where you're going for the navigator, and you move them around. And then it doesn't tell you again. It moves at quite a pace. And of course, I've been playing lots of shooters recently. I haven't played a lot of any other sort of game, so I'm forgetting the buttons pretty quick. We were attacked by German fighter planes, and I started pulling R2 to shoot at them, and I was like, no, that's not what we're playing. Right, now what were the buttons to aim at these things? As I'm getting fucking bullets coming in.
I don't know how it runs on the Switch. I've not heard any feedback from the Switch version.
I've got to say,
PS4 runs okay?
Yeah.
Okay.
Cool. Yeah, it runs fine. I haven't played it on PC. I do keep forgetting the buttons.
The only reason
that's more of an issue with me than
the
with the
reason
game.
I'd point towards more towards Switch. I don't even know if it's just a thing in the game, but if it had touchscreen.
Yeah. So you could drag them and
you could touch on one, you to go there. Click on you to go there. Because on the PC, obviously, mouse is I want you to go there. You to go there. Is it? Do you move the cursor on the?
Yeah, you move the cursor around, so it is quite slow, but you can speed that up in these settings.
Cool.
Which you kind of have to do, but that's always going to be a problem in these things. But yet again, it's one of those games where it's the kind of one that I would like to take with me when I have to go to Guernsey or something like that and visit relatives, and there are those massive downtimes where no one's doing anything. I could whip out Bomber Crew and then...
Because you've got the DLC as well, haven't you?
Yeah. I haven't got to that yet.
No, DLC's good, actually. I went back and played the DLC. They've still got 2 pieces of DLC to come out.
Right.
The one's released and the other 2 will come in. The first one that released was to do with submarines, German submarines.
Yeah, yes.
Attack German submarines. But yeah, no, I enjoyed it. I think I scored it 7.8.
Right.
When I played it. And the thing I marked it down on was how harsh it can be, and the fact that depending on when you lose your plane depends on basically wiping your save.
Yeah.
But I really, in terms of a strategic game, I thought it was very tight.
Yeah, it's going to be one of those ones for those hardcore strategy people who are into S&M. You know, you've got to be into being her.
Like, that is a tense game. That makes you sweat, that game.
It really does.
Yeah. Cool. Is that?
And that's the only indie game I've been playing this week.
Fair dues. Well, we talk about Oh, you're not here next week.
I'm not here next week.
So we'll talk about AAA's next week. But cool. Do you want some news?
Let's go news.
Okay, news. We got 5 pieces of news this week, and I'm just going to quick plug. We are, as of next week, so next Saturday morning it will release. We're going to be starting a new show.
Nice.
So everything's pretty much, my mother-in-law at the moment is sorting the green screen out. The green screen's there. I won't go into what she's doing, but she's making it so it's very easy and accessible for us to throw up and throw down. But yeah, so what it will be is all the new stuff that we cover on the podcast. The podcast where we talk about it in more depth, but it will be a quick rundown of between 3 and probably 7 pieces of news every week, where we'll fly through what the news was, probably show some game trailers during the news show, and it's literally aiming to be a 3-minute video every week.
Nice.
Where it's just, here's what indie game news come this week. If you want to know more about this indie game news, check out the Indie Creator podcast when it launches on Monday. So that's effectively what the video is, and it should be nice for people just to kind of get their news indie game kick.
It's a great way to sound smarter than anyone else in the room as well. When they all come in and go, "Oh, have you heard about this game?" You're like, "Yeah, I heard about it ages ago."
Yeah. Those guys at Indie Credible, they kept me in enough. Okay, so 5 pieces of news this week. First one is actually quite exciting for me because I'm annoyed I missed the boat on it. No pun intended. Subnautica. Now, you've only just seen the trailer for this, haven't you?
Yeah, I've only just seen the trailer for that, yeah.
So Subnautica is a survival, I want to say horror. I've only gone on what I've seen, and I've seen quite a few Let's Plays of this game. Survival game based underwater where your boat sinks, you go underwater, you have to go out of resource management. Now, there's lots of videos like the best creatures in Subnautica, and there's lots of hidden creatures that people haven't found or they found very late on. But effectively it's an open world underwater game where you're just swimming around trying to forage for items and survive, basically.
Well, the bit I saw in it looked very much like No Man's Sky, but underwater and with stuff to do.
Yeah, so it's No Man's Sky with action.
Yeah.
It was not an Xbox exclusive. It was in early access. Like, people were hearing about this game for ages. It was in early access on Xbox and Steam for about a year.
Yeah.
And then got a full release, I want to say around about March time on Xbox and PC. And now has been confirmed that it will be coming to PS4 by the end of the year. Those of you who are looking for a survival game, I mean, you can see the trailer up there now. Those of you looking for a survival game to play, this looks like a lot of fun, and it looks like it breaks the mold a little bit by having a whole underwater setting. It's something new, and what's more terrifying than like creature design, that creatures that can live underwater? It can be fucking horrible. Like, we've pretty much seen anything that can walk on 4, 8, 12 legs on land.
Yeah, done it now.
Underwater though, like, because what's that game? The Aquatic Adventure of the Last Human. Do you remember that?
Oh yeah,
the low pixel one.
Yeah.
When all of a sudden you're like, oh, this is that kind of game. This is hard.
Yeah.
But like the creatures designs in that were like fucking weird as you like.
It's still those 2 bloody seahorses.
And that was and that was very ZX Spectrum style, wasn't it? With the visuals.
That was old school. Yeah, that was old school gaming.
Whereas this is full on kind of 3D.
Yeah,
it looks nice. Yeah, definitely.
I'm going
to definitely check it out. Maybe I can get some keys for that. That'd be nice.
That'd be good.
Victor Vran is a game that I really enjoyed last year when I reviewed it back in...
That was ages ago. That must have been the start last year.
Well, so I played it originally. First time I played it was EGX Rezzed last year, which was in April. I mean, I think it launched about 6 weeks after that. So like May, June time. So I reviewed it about June time.
Yeah.
So about a year ago. It's now coming to the Switch. The full Overkill edition with the Fractured Worlds, the main game, and... the Motorhead stuff, DLC, which is really cool, really good. It's going to release with a price of $34.99, and it's coming on the 28th of August.
Okay.
This is a very good Switch game. And I say that for 2 reasons. One, it's very Diablo-esque. Jump in, go loot some stuff, jump out.
Yeah.
2, there is not a game like this on a Nintendo Switch.
Yeah.
So I think it's 2 reasons why it's a good Switch game. I'll be interested to see how the Switch handles it, because there are moments where, like Diablo, like I originally played Diablo 3, my first ever Diablo game, on the PlayStation 3. Fuck me, that was hard, because the frame rate was the console was like, I can't handle it. There's too many creatures, and I'm like, I pressed the button, it will do something in a minute. Oh, there's a big spell. There you go, all dead now. I hope it's not like that. It's been in development for Switch for quite a while, this port, so I'm hoping that's because they've been really trying to optimise it. And maybe they even do something where they kind of tame down how many enemies can ever get on screen at a time. I don't know. But if it works well, it's a really fucking good game. A very good dungeon crawler. What makes it even better is the Motorhead stuff. Like, you're literally playing along to... that one piece alone is 20 hours of Motorhead game. The main game took me about... It's like Diablo. It took me probably 15 hours, but I could have spent another 50 hours getting loot.
Yeah, getting loot.
The Motorhead was about 15 to 20 hours, and then the Fractured World is about 5 hours on top. That's kind of like your level cap end game stuff.
Yeah.
But the Motorhead stuff, the whole thing is playing along to Motorhead soundtrack. Like, fully licensed Motorhead music.
So it's worth it. Just do it.
And you're playing against Motorhead iconic like album artwork. So like the dog that was on the album artwork, the metal dog.
Yeah.
That features a boss in it. Like loads of stuff that features in the albums or has been Motorhead artwork. And there's like loads of Ace of Spades references and things like that. It's very good. It's fucking cool. I recommend checking it out, definitely. On 28th of August, when Victor Round Overkill Edition releases on Nintendo Switch. Tempest 4000. You remember Tempest, don't you?
So I remember Tempest, but you kept saying to me, do you remember Tempest 4000? I was like, I don't remember Tempest 4000.
See, I don't remember Tempest.
But I remember Tempest.
I vaguely remember it seeing it in an arcade.
Yeah.
I don't remember it on the console, but I never had an Atari.
I never had an Atari. We used to play at the arcade.
But Tempest, now Tempest 4000.
Tempest 4000.
The reason I put this in there is because every time I did a weekly release videos, I reckon I've seen this game. I must have said this game is coming out 6 times already this week. And then
and you're still really going to trust it to say it's coming out?
Last minute, they're like, nope. And then the press release that I got literally said, finally, a confirmed release date for Tempest 4000. It's coming July the 17th. So literally, depending when you're watching this, it might already be out. But yeah, Tempest 4000 is an updated version of Tempest. It has all the crazy neon artwork with it. It's as fast-paced as it was. It's arcade action. It's fast-fueled. I think it's releasing around about £8, so it looks quite nice as well. Nice. And the iconic game developer Jeff Minter, who done the original one, is coming back, and he's the one that's actually had a hand on making it optimised for current platforms. And it's coming to PS4, Xbox One, and Nintendo Switch and PC on the 17th of July. So retro fans out there, probably something for them. I'm going to probably go, nah, not for me.
Yeah, but I'll miss that one, to be honest.
Hand of Fate 2. Hand of Fate 2. Do you remember Hand of Fate?
No.
Hand of Fate was a deck building RPG game where so you got given a hand of I can't remember how many cards it was now, but your cards basically made up the dungeon.
Yeah.
So you laid your cards out, and then enemies were there because your cards were there, or items were there, and then you had to move through the dungeon of the cards you had laid out. Okay. It was Hand of Fate it had a nice idea to it. It wasn't brilliantly executed. Hand of Fate 2, I've not played it, but everything I've seen of it or I've heard of it corrects a lot of the issues from the original game. It sold that well on PS4, PC and Xbox One that it's coming to the Switch on the 17th of July, same day as Tempest 4000. It again looks to offer something different. It's a deck building RPG. I can't sit here and say, do you go and play it? Go play it now, because I've not played it. But based on the original Hand of Fate, I would be like, depending on what price it comes out at. If they're saying they've updated it all and things like that, then... but it's kind of leading into our main topic. The Switch is getting another indie game.
Yes.
And a final piece of news, which I'm very excited by, is that Warframe... Now, would you class Warframe as an indie game?
Yeah.
It's independently developed.
Yeah.
So, yeah. Warframe was announced...
made a shit ton of money.
Yeah, a lot of money. Has been announced for Nintendo Switch. No confirmed release date, but it has been confirmed for a Nintendo Switch release. It was announced... I didn't even know this was a thing. TennoCon. Did you know TennoCon was a thing? It's the annual Warframe meeting. Do you know how many players that game has got?
Ridiculous amounts.
38 million.
I'm one of them. It's crazy.
Oh, I've got a PS4 login thingy, but I was saying to your brother, actually, I really want to play Warframe properly, because was talking to the guy.
You've got to put in some serious hours just to get to the start of the game.
What's his name? Lake Ridden. Midnight Club.
Oh, yeah,
the guys from Midnight Hub. Midnight Club's a fucking racing game.
Yeah.
Midnight Hub. I was talking to him, and he was just big on Warframe, and he was like, yeah, when you get like 90 hours in, it becomes amazing. And I was like, are you fucking kidding me? 90 hours? And he was like, oh, no, don't get me wrong. He said, like, the first part of the game is good, but, like, the new endgame stuff, he said, is amazing. Like, so good. I was like, wow. And he was like, yeah, I've not spent a single penny on it, and I pretty much own all stuff in the game. He said, you can buy it, but he said, you could probably get to the endgame stuff if you're willing to spend 50 quid in about 20 hours. But he enjoyed But he was going on about it. And I said to your brother, actually, a couple of weeks ago, I really want to play Warframe. I want to get into it. And he was like, yeah, I'll be able to play Warframe. Now I've heard it's coming to Switch, I'm not touching it on my PlayStation.
Are you going to wait for it to... Oh, fuck. Fuck. That means I'm not going to be able to use my Warframe stuff, am I?
Well, so they've come out today and said that they are looking at all possibilities of cross-platform. Obviously, it's not up to them, it's up to Sony.
Yeah, Nintendo can come out and say all they want about cross-platform, and we know that just means Xbox, PC and Nintendo are going to get to play together.
I wouldn't be surprised, and it would be controversial, if Sony give the green light on cross-platform with Warframe, for one reason.
Go on.
Warframe, despite, don't get me wrong, 38 million players is impressive.
Considering how long it's been out as well.
That is like a drip in the water compared to Fortnite. They know by saying you can only play Fortnite on PlayStation, people will still play Fortnite on PlayStation. I think Warframe, new players will go, fuck it, I'll go play it on the Switch then. Whereas Fortnite, even new players, like, what really is
No one's going to stay and play. I play it on the Switch every now and again, Fortnite. To jump on, because I'd like to give it a go. And it's horrible to play on the Switch. Unless you plug it into your thing and have it on the screen and use the proper controller. If you're just there handheld, it's nowhere near as fun. It's quite nice 50v50, but you can't play anything else on there. So people aren't going to leave the main consoles to go and do the handheld. The handheld's just a bit of fun when you're travelling.
But Warframe's different, isn't it? Because it's not a battle royale game. It's...
No, you kick the shit out of loads of things, doing cool moves and looking pretty freaking sweet all the time.
I do think Warframe, I do think Sony will give the green light purely because I think people will... Hardcore players, and don't get me wrong, I'm sure there are like ridiculously hardcore players out there on Warframe.
Yeah,
will stay on that platform if they don't give it. But people like you, me, probably like your brother keeps on an eye about getting a Switch.
He'll get a Switch.
They will go like,
we all know he'll get a Switch. Tom, you're going to get a Switch. We know you're going to get a Switch.
They will go like, fuck it, I'll go play on the Switch then. Because if I play on the Switch, if I'm at home, I can play on my Xbox.
Yeah.
Like, why wouldn't I? I can play it on PC. Like, it all carries over. So, yeah, but no, Warframe has been announced for the Nintendo Switch. Local for release date, I think it will come early next year. Because Smash is coming out end of this year. And it's franchise season end of this year. It is
franchise season.
I don't think they'll be... I think they'll go, do you know what? We're going to come for a end of January release.
I think Nintendo are going to launch a big indie something. I think they're going to take Nindies that one step further, and I think they're going to make it like a big thing, and I think they're going to use Warframe to launch it.
Do you reckon?
Yeah.
I don't think they will.
Warframe's big, and this is going to be
Warframe's big, but I don't think
and I think that's why they've hinted it now. I think we're going to see Nintendo's own indie department.
Maybe. I don't think Warframe would be their flagship game. I don't know what would be their flagship game. That I'd imagine that would be... I don't know...
Well, you see, because they've got Fortnite...
Limbo 2. No, I don't know. But no, I think they'd have something like... It's Nintendo, they can have what they want, really. Which probably kind of leads on to our main topic.
Yeah,
go on to the main
topic. Let's do main topic.
So, Nintendo come out, they released a press statement on their annual... They have like a monthly meeting thingy.
Yeah.
And they release press notes or press releases every month. And sometimes they're like, we're releasing a patch for Zelda that's going to add... this shading of colour to this tree, and other times it's big where it's like Smash is coming.
Yeah.
Where this one basically said that their aim, now it has been taken a little bit out of context, I've read into it more. They didn't officially turn around and say we want to release 20 to 30 a week. What they said was they want to have a portfolio of 1,500 games developed in Unity, so independent basically developed games, developed in Unity, available on their store, and I can't remember the set time period. Then they went on to say, which if you're going to be mathematical, works out between 20 and 30 a week.
Yeah.
20 to 30 indie games a week. Now, I think if people was to read that as a buzz headline on their phone, they'd be like, wow, that's really cool. Nintendo supporting indies. And they'll pass it off like that. Wow, that's really cool. I think if you actually look into it and think about it, and I've done some research, I've got some numbers for you.
Go for it. He did some research, guys. Someone thinks they're a proper reporter.
Thing. It's very bad.
Oh, okay, go on then.
For two big reasons.
Go on.
Why is Steam a shit platform for indies?
Because they allow absolutely anyone to put a game up.
True. How many indie games released on Steam last week?
Oh, fucking trillions.
16.
Okay, that's less than I thought.
Exactly. That's half, and that's including, like, top-notch shit.
Yeah.
That's 16. Probably 4. This looks alright. 12. What the fuck is this? So, saying 20 to 30 is not sustainable without shit. Okay? Second point. I spent 2.5 hours last night going through the whole of the Nintendo eShop, counting how many mobile ports were on there.
Oh, yeah.
Well, my maths is not bang on here because I didn't count how many overall. Apparently there's like just over 600 games on the Nintendo eShop. I only Googled that. But about 35% of the games available on the Nintendo eShop are mobile ports.
Yeah.
So the only way they're going to say 20 to 30 is mobile ports and shit. The second big issue Steam have.
Yeah, go on.
The reason indies are so bad on Steam, or not bad on Steam, the reason Steam's bad for indies, you can't fucking find them. They are hidden behind wall after wall.
And to be honest though, Steam has got a far better UI than Nintendo eShop
exactly
does.
Nintendo doesn't even have a search function.
Yeah, it does.
Have you used it?
No, because why would
you? Type in Mario and it comes up with fuck knows what. What is this? Yeah, 20 to 30 indie games a week on the Switch is going to mean the games will just get lost.
Yeah. So right, to go over your points. 20 to 30 games a week is ridiculous.
Yeah.
And yes, a large majority of those are going to be awful mobile game ports, which is a fucking shame. The looking back over what they're going to release, they don't have to release new ones.
No.
They've just said indie titles. So actually, considering Nintendo haven't done anything for ages, they could have Braid on there, which would be fucking amazing on the Switch.
Fez.
You can have Fez, you can have Super Meat Boy, you can have...
Super Meat Boy's on there.
Oh, well, that's forever, isn't it? It's not...
I think the original, I think OG's on there as well.
Is it?
I think OG's on there. Yeah.
Well, I wouldn't know. You can't find it on the fucking store. So you've got that issue. The real issue about the whole thing isn't the 20 to 30. Isn't the idea that they're going to have 1,500 on there. It's the user interface. Yeah. This is going to screw indie games over, who are going to spend a lot of money to try and port it to the Switch and then not be represented.
Yeah.
What Nintendo need to do is completely redo their shop.
They do. Yeah.
Because if you can redo the shop, then this is brilliant.
Because I mean, people complain about the PlayStation. Don't get me wrong, the PlayStation shop isn't the best. It's not the most sturdy. But what I will give credit for is, so often I see indies rubbing shoulders with AAAs. You'll go on new
There's
releases
always that
or
digital
popular on the deals. There's always digital deals
where you can jump on
and you
get
always
all these indie games.
You see like in Destiny, the next Destiny will be Celeste or something else. Like they're always there. And when we release reviews, the most hits they get is when they release on PlayStation.
Yes. That's
because I think people click on it and go, oh, that's quite interesting. YouTube, this review pops up. Let's look at it. I'm not going to mention their names because they're nice people and we got on well, but people who we play Dragon Ball with. They openly admitted the other day, I was talking to them about their Switch.
Yeah.
And they were like, there's just too many indies. They're like, don't get me wrong, they weren't against indies. They were like, we want Nintendo. They brought a Switch because Smash, Zelda, Mario Kart, fucking Kirby, that's what you want to call a game.
Yeah.
That's what they brought this thingy. And they're like, it's just indie after indie. And they're like, we can't find anything. And I was saying to them, I'll try this game. And they're like, I've never seen it before.
Yeah, and you're like, it's on there.
It's on there, I promise, type it in. Like, I made him type in Cat Quest. And he was like, oh, it fucking is here. I was like, it is. Get it now. And he was like, oh, it's like, I think it was $8.99 or something. I was like, it's a bargain. Fucking buy it for £9. But so we're in on the indie market scene.
Yeah.
We know. Oh, I've not played this for a while. I'm going to go search this. Some people didn't even know that fucking Hollow Knight was available on the Switch.
That one they did advertise though.
Yeah, like that was a big part of the refree show. But some people at Manor again were like, oh, I didn't even know that was a game. And I'm like, it's a fucking good game on your Switch, and you're moaning about not having games on your Switch.
But yet again, this comes down to how Nintendo used their shop and promote these things. And I think Nintendo do really need to take the indie side very seriously because of the price of their games. So people don't buy a lot of Switch games.
No.
Because they're really expensive.
And they never go on offer.
And they never go fucking bust.
Zelda's still £50.
Yeah, exactly. So as Nintendo are a family brand, they're usually something that a younger player will have, or us. Parents aren't going to be like, yeah, you can have a new game every week. Can't afford it. It's not. Yeah. Whereas if they really concentrate on making sure the indie games are there, they're easy to find, easy to view, you're going to make a fortune.
Yeah, agreed.
But I wouldn't worry about this whole 20 to 30 indie games a week.
I don't think it can't.
We're going to get 2 indie games a week, and then we're going to get 28 mobile games.
Basically, my biggest concern with this, and I think people are reading this too long because I saw a lot of stuff on Twitter where people were praising them for it, and I think Nintendo have been kind of clever, or tried to be clever, and put this out there and this statement out there as a way of going, look, we support indie developers. Whereas I think actually, you read into it, this is far from that. This is going, we're going to put your game on our platform, but it's going to not survive at all because it's going to drown out everything else. What would have been better if they had almost, like you said, created some kind of indie program like Microsoft do. So when Microsoft idea Xbox. So like they got like Cuphead was only a game because Microsoft went to them and said, look, we will give you X amount of money, we will support you. And I've listened to several interviews with the brothers, I can't remember their name now, I want to say Lannister, but that's fucking
it's Game of Thrones.
Yeah, it's like Lillister or Lillister or something. Anyway, but the brothers that developed Cuphead openly come out and say we could have never made this game if it was Microsoft. Yeah. They were doing it part-time while working full-time on their careers. Microsoft come along and said, look, we'll pay for you to do this full-time. And that's happened to a few games. Children of Morta is one that I've dabbled in a bit at events. But I know, listened to interviews, that's another game that Microsoft got on and they said, no, do this full-time. There's the money. Go do it full-time. I think they've just done that with Ooblets because it was shown off on the Microsoft stage of Ooblets.
Ah, okay.
And it come out at the end of it, it said released on PC and Xbox. Ooh. On the trailer, it didn't say PS4. So I think they might have gone along and said, we like the look at this game.
Like that.
Here's £1 million for you to market, do everything with the game, take the time off, do it. Because they were running it part-time. Yeah. I think Nintendo would be better to do that and go, here's a quality indie game releasing once a month rather than, or two.
With that Nintendo.
Even 2 a week.
Seal on it.
Yeah.
Sort of,
rather than going, oh yeah, you remember Flappy Bird? Get it on Switch now.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, you remember
Crossy Road.
Pokemon Quest is, I played that game.
That's a mobile game. That is a 6 hours. Mobile game.
6 hours, I've not touched it again. Like, big publications, not going to say names, are giving it good scores. And I'm like, if this didn't have Pokemon slapped to it, it would be a free.
Did you watch IGN talk about Nintendo Switch and this 20 to 30 thing?
Yeah, I watched.
The 2 guys who were sat there. Fucking dickheads. That's
one of them I quite like, the other one I don't like.
But I don't know either of them. I don't know.
Andrew Goldfarb was one of them.
Goldfart?
Goldfarb.
One more time?
Goldfarb.
Oh, it's a P, not a T.
Yeah, Farb. I like him purely because he does a lot of their anime JRPG coverage.
Right.
And he is good and he knows what he's talking about and he's pretty honest with it. I didn't like him in that video. The other guy, Philippe someone, I used to listen to Nintendo podcast.
Yeah.
I stopped listening to it because of him because he's fucking annoying. He was so annoying.
He just sat there and it was quite obvious they didn't really play indie games.
Yeah.
And it was very much a case of them just going, well, this is cool because it's indie and therefore we should be like, yeah, and down with it, but we don't play indie games and we have no idea what's going to go on there.
It's not good. It will drown out. And we've had developers, haven't we, at events say like, do you want to know how hard it is to get it onto the Switch? You're like, Yeah.
Well, now it's going to be a piece of piss, but you're going to get drowned.
Yeah. So, I mean, I'd love to know what you guys think. Like, you can email us in podcast@indie-incredible.com and let us know, what do you think? To Nintendo saying there's going to be 20 to 30 indie games a week coming to the Switch. I fucking hope not, because my weekly release video is going to take fucking hell.
But then again, I mean, we have said many times on this show how good the Switch is as an indie game machine. How many times we played an indie game and gone, this would be great on the Switch.
All those conversations, though, were within the first 7 months of Nintendo releasing. And the games were easy to find on the store because there was nothing else around. I think if we had that conversation now, I mean, I hardly look at my Switch store.
No.
And then the only reason I'm thinking about going back to it now is because
says Neo Geo.
Well, Octopath Traveler is just releasing soon, and I played the demo of that. I really like that game. It's not an indie, it's Square Enix, but I hardly go on my Switch store because there's the odd game here or there that I'm like, oh, this would be nice on the Switch. But then this is me being a bit of a trophy whore bag. I also look at it sometimes and go, oh, I won't get trophies on the Switch. I do that sometimes.
Really?
Even sometimes when I ask for, or a company comes back to me and says, yeah, we've got a couple of keys available, what platform do you want it on? I'm like, oh, I'll do it on the Switch. And I'm like, well, wait a minute. Playing on the go isn't ideal when you're reviewing because I need to record my gameplay, so I can't really play on the go anyway.
Yeah.
And I don't get trophies. So I might as well get it on PlayStation. That's honestly how I think.
See, I come from an older generation, you see, so I couldn't give a flying fuck
Although
about
I have
trophies.
created an American account on my Switch, so I can just get fresh American code, and it works really easy. But no, that's... Yeah, I think you're right, though. You summed it up with the UI. If they can sort the UI out... 20 to 30 releases isn't that bad if they've got the UI to support it. If they've got a new tab on it, and it's got... Alright, the shit gets filtered through that no one ever finds it.
Especially if you can have user scores involved with that. So the more people who say, I really like this game, will go higher up. And the mobile shit can get sunk to the bottom. As people are like,
Steam does do that well.
Steam does do that well, yeah.
Yeah.
And then you've run your digital offers. So here's money off on these digital ones, which are always going to be mainly your indie titles.
Yeah, that'd be good as well, actually, like what PlayStation do, where they have, every week, they have a group of indies on sale.
Yeah.
And they cycle around.
Yeah.
Because that will mean that there'll always be a group of indies being shown off. People will always check out the deal tab. Like, it's the first thing people go to, deal tab. You bought a Northern.
I don't look at the rest of it. I just go to the deal tabs. I ain't paying full price for it.
I get excited on Wednesday mornings on PlayStation because I know there's new deals coming. Like,
what's coming on?
Oh, damn it, it's Diablo 3. I've already got it. Fuck's sake. But yeah. Well, that is the Indie Credible podcast. Like I said, guys, we would love to know what you think about the whole Switch saying there, or Nintendo saying, no, this is how we're going to support indies. Do you think they are supporting indies? Do you play indie games on your Switch? Would you buy a Switch for this news? Let us know at podcast@indie-incredible.com. As always, it's been a pleasure bringing the indie game news and information to you. If you want to follow us, if you want to follow us on social media, mostly Twitter, then you can follow me at WhatsAppWoody, to see the name down here now, and Dan at the Dice Bear. If you do like what we do, as I say again, guys, we are available over on Patreon, $1 a month. Sounds like nothing, but if 10 people give that, all of a sudden, that's an extra 2 coffees a month I can get. So, only messing. It's 3 packs of Dragon Ball. No,
that's actually true.
No, they do help us. Believe it or not, it does get stockpiled. We have 2 big events every year that we go to, EGX and EGX Res, and all the money nowadays is always used to the hotel, to buying food there, to getting there, and things like that. So it really, really, really does help. $1 a month. And to reward you that $1 a month, you get exclusive pre- and post-show content where we talk about absolutely anything and everything. That's what we're going to go do now. We're going to talk about what games we played that aren't indie, I think.
Cool.
Yes. Or $3 a month will get you early access to our Not So Indie show. Monthly show where we talk about the world of gaming in general. And if you want to be bold, then some of our patrons for us $10 a month, and they don't have to. They just love us, and they have big ass balls like that. So, like them. And their name's going across now.
Yeah,
like
Big Boys Club.
Like that.
You've got to animate that now.
Yeah, oh fuck. Cool. Until next time, guys, thank you so much for watching.
Bye.
Goodbye.